Yeah, so I just want to send a lot of. I don't want to speak so much on the negative things about what's going on, and I would like to open up and mi corazón, and send a lot of amor, a lot of love, to my people, whether they're Hispanic, Native American, African. I want to send a lot of love to them. A lot of love. Because we hurt so much. And some of us just forget about it. And like move on like nothing. And that's the trap. Like they know that we're made like this. And that's why they get away with so much. They get away with so much. And it's like we allow them to. And at some point we have to just say enough is enough. And we have to force them into what they forced us into. We have to make sure that they're accountable for their actions. Because 500, 600 years, we were the ones in shackles, not them. So that same mentality has followed them all of these decades. So we really need to switch the roles. Because our ancestors didn't care if they were on a boat and there was a so-called, I don't know, it was like some movie I saw a long time ago, because I really stopped watching TV, where like every ship that had our ancestors on, they had like a seer or someone that was watching over them, make sure they didn't escape. So we need to be the ones that make sure they don't escape from the wrath that's coming for them. We need to make sure that all the debt that they gave us, that they take that debt and it's transferred to them and not us. Because what they have done is brought our ancestors over here, forced them to work and build their companies, work on their land, take the profit, take their money, and I don't mean profit as in a messiah. I'm talking revenue, money. They took their money, gave our ancestors pennies, and now they're living a life. They gave us debt because our ancestors had to work so hard and fight for us every single day just to make it to today. And the way that they did it was they took our assets, put us into institutions, and tell us that's how we're going to get a better life, when their better life was us giving them our labor and they making money off of it and keeping the money, so that later on, while we're doing what they say is a better life by going to school and working for them, all while they're continuing the same trap. It's the same. It's like a drug. It's like a pimp and a prostitute. How's she gonna ever save her money if she's giving it to the pimp? They've been pimping us all this time, on every single level. Pimping our minds to think the way they want us to think, pimping what we eat, pimping everything. Since our people like that type of, they got us attracted to that type of life because that's what they want us to be like. They want us to degrade ourselves to be worthless when we're not. That's how they steal our power. If they could take the sky and pimp the sky, take the stars, the planets, and make money off of it, and control, everything, they would do it. So we need to think as though we are the sky, we are the planets, we are the stars. So we need to be untouchable. We are the earth. And when it's raining and they're not messing with their HAARP technology and Mother Earth is actually doing her thing on her own and they can't stop it, that's the way we need to be. We need to be unstoppable. To where when they do anything, we're millions of years ahead of them. Millions. So that everything that they're getting is just like, it's like chump change to them. Spiritually wise, spiritually, we're so ahead of them and worth so much more. They gotta get aliens and everything else to mess with us. They gotta get occults. That's why we need to know how powerful we are. They gotta stoop so low and so evil to do bad against us. That should really tell us something. That should really tell us not only how powerful we are, but where we came from and why they're still fighting with us. Because they know we're rising up and we want everything that was taken from us. Our minds, our bodies, our souls, everything. Our language. And that's hard. That's something very difficult for us to get back. That's very difficult to get back. Something that is stolen. It's like having 55 Virgin Marys. Not 50, but 50. Matter of fact, millions of Virgin Marys. And some Caucasoid rapists just taking them and raping them. They will never get that back. That's how our minds are. That's how our souls are. How can we ever get that back? In order for us to even stop that from happening, they have to be depleted. They have to be wiped off the face of the earth. And I know some people are going to say, oh, he's bitter. He just hates white people, Caucasoids. At one point in my life, I was that child, that son, that had so much love for everyone. Until I got older and looked back and said, wow, they really did me wrong. Even up until now. Wow, I had to really open my eyes and say, man, they really effed us over. And did it in a way that was thought out. So I really want to get into your hearts. I really want to be in your hearts. You know how they can take our minds again and infest it with their ideologies, and then be okay with it. We can be okay with these types of things. And that's like everything is programming. Even reading a book, some they say, oh, reading is good, but reading is another form of programming. Our people we didn't read words. We read symbols. And people want to know why the Chinese are ahead of the Americans in English. They read in symbols. Yeah, they're communists, but guess what? The communists, they're like a dictatorship. You're not gonna change their language. There's a reason why they're communists. I'm not saying it's better than being in a republic or a democracy, a crazy demo, a democracy, because it isn't. But for one thing, they kept their language. If you look at all of the cultures and all of the people that read in so-called symbols, they're ahead. But see, our culture and history was taken from us because they made us fight against each other. Anytime another, I don't call them race, they're people, they're human beings. Anytime another human being can make another human being fight their own, that is beyond animalistic. Animals fight each other. Some animals play fight. But we don't play fight. Our people have been slaughtered. And yeah, let's open that book. Yeah, our people do us wrong. But see, there's a difference between we protecting ourselves from ourselves and what our people do to us because they've been brought up like that. That's different. But see, even our people have been programmed and indoctrinated to treat us that way. Because they need to put food on their family's table. So they don't care. They don't have a choice. We've given up our sanity and our love and our spirituality to recognize one another for this system, for this society, for this game, because it's like it's a Monopoly game. It's like you're playing a Monopoly game, and you're building homes on all the properties, and you're collecting taxes and taking all the players' money, and then you have the power then to raise the taxes, but then the players run out of money, and then you're the bank, and then you don't want to lend them any money because you're just winning. So that's what they're doing, and then you're not lending them any money, and you're winning, and they're not winning. So what they're gonna do? They're gonna either fight you for it and take your property, or one of the players may get lucky and stash some money, and so now they're fighting. So that's how this whole thing is going. And everything that they do is like the Monopoly game, and then they laugh at us like we're losing when we're not losing. Because if we know